In this video, I'm going to talk about how to subtract two sets. And another way to phrase that is to use the word difference. So if you want to find the difference of sets A and B, for example, that just means A minus B. And that means that we want to find all the elements in set A that are not in set B. And so this is something, it makes a lot more sense to actually look at this diagrammed out in a picture and do an example. And so let's use set operations example 2, and we're going to consider this universal set. I forgot 3 there, so we're going to also include 3. So 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So those are the numbers that are in this universal set. And we have sets A, B, and C. So we're going to find A minus B using the process above. So the process above says that in order to find A minus B, it'll be helpful to list all the elements in A first. So I'm going to list out A. Even though it's written in the problem, I like to write it out again, just so I can only look at A. And then I'm going to cross off all the elements that are in B. So I'm going to take a look at B, which is elements 3, 6, and 12. And if I see any of those in set A, I'm going to cross them off. So there isn't a 3, there is a 6, so I cross that off, and there isn't a 12, so I don't worry about that. And so A minus B is just going to be the set 4, 8, and 10. And then I'm going to draw a Venn diagram to illustrate what this would look like. So if I have 3 sets, A, B, and C, I'm going to draw 3 circles, and I'm going to go through the universal set, and I'm going to decide where each number needs to go. So 2, I'm going to look at all the sets. Looks like it's not in A, B, or C, so I'm going to write it on the outside. 3 is in set B and only set B, so I'm going to write it right here. 4 looks like it's in A and only A. 6 looks like it's in A and B, so I'm going to put 6 where A and B intersect, but don't touch C. And then 8 is in set A and C, so where those intersect, A and C, but not B, so I'll put an 8 there. 10 is in A and A only, so I'm going to put it near the 4. And then 12 looks like it's in set B and B only, so I'm going to put a 12 right here. And then just to double check, I'm just going to go through, I've got that I have all the numbers in the universal set in the picture. So I've got 2, I've got 3, I have 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so now that I've double checked, now I can go ahead and shade. So when I want to shade subtraction, A minus B, it means I'm going to shade all of A except where A touches B. I don't want to include B, so I'm going to start here. I'm not going to go where B is, and I'm going to shade all of A. But where that circle B is, I'm going to just stop. So that would be the shaded region that would illustrate A minus B in picture form. And you can see, I'll make them a little darker, that it contains the numbers 4, 8, and 10, and those are the numbers that were in my set when I did it just using the sets. And so you've got 2 different options here, using the sets or using the picture or both. And so real quick, let me do it the other way around, just because I think it's nice to see how it changes. Because subtraction, just like when we subtract numbers, the order matters. So if I'm going to do B minus A, it's a different process. So now I'm going to write out set B, because whatever set is first, that's the set you need to write out. So if I write out B, I'm going to write out 3, 6, and 12, and then I'm going to look in set A, and any numbers that are in set A that are in B, I'm going to cross off. So there's not a 4, there is a 6, so I cross it off. There's not an 8, and there's not a 10. So I only have to cross off 6, and then my answer for B minus A is just going to be 3 and 12. And then in terms of the picture, so this time I can make my Venn diagram a little bit quicker. I'll just copy what I have on the left here, but I won't copy the shaded part. So I'm just going to write 4, 10, 8, 6, 12, 3, and then we have 2 on the outside. And so when I want to shade B minus A, I'm going to focus on the circle B, but I'm just going to leave out any parts that overlap with A. So I'm going to just shade all of this right here. And you can see that that includes the numbers 12 and 3, which were in my setup here.